I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
Hi there, I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about when your ex starts dating right away, don't panic.
And it's real easy to panic.
It's a real easy to go into a primal panic.
Yes.
Where you feel like life is over, this is it, you're done.
Yeah, and they've moved on.
That's it, absolutely. It's one of the worst feelings in the world when you have loved somebody and you've been in a relationship with them for a while, depending upon how long, and all of a sudden, you just don't even feel like they care if you're alive or dead.
Right.
And a lot of times, that's how they'll act with you, and that's how they'll behave when they have ended the relationship, and all of a sudden, they start dating somebody else. It happens a lot, okay?
Yes, it does.
It really does. And so we wanted to talk about some of the points that we thought about for this topic, and we're going to share some of these ideas with you because we really want you to understand it's probably not nearly as bad as it feels. It feels about as bad as it can get.
As it can get, yeah.
But it doesn't mean it is, okay? So, the first thing that you really want to keep in mind is just because they are dating somebody new, it doesn't mean that they're not going to change their mind. It doesn't mean that at some point that they will revisit the idea of getting back with you.
Because we'll remind you one more time, everybody thinks about that.
Absolutely.
Thinks about whether or not they made the right decision, wonders what it would be like to be back with you, so that you can always count on that happening.
Mm-hmm. Whether they tell you or not, because sometimes they will vehemently deny it.
Yeah.
And I've had an ex do that. They refused to admit they were thinking about me or reconsidering getting back together when I knew for a fact they were.
Yeah.
And I won't say how I know, but I know. Okay? So sometimes they just absolutely refuse to let you know.
Right.
Okay. One of the things that they're going to do is they're going to compare you to them. They're going to compare you to this new person.
This awful new person.
Mm-hmm. And now, what happens in many cases is that the new person looks better. The new person looks like they're better than you, and so they are winning, essentially. They're winning, but the new person usually looks better because that person is getting all of these hormones and chemicals and drugs induced into their brain, and they're like a drug addict over this new person.
With a new relationship, sure. All of those new things get released.
Yes. And the new person is a fantasy.
Right.
Right? They don't really know how this person is going to act day in and day out long term and how stable they are or really how they can do a long-term relationship. But in the beginning, the idea of this perfect new person coming and sweeping off of your feet, it sounds great. Mm-hmm. But it very rarely lasts. Very rarely.
For many years it has been called the rebound.
Yes. Okay? So, stay calm, even though it feels like that's it. I felt like that my ex was going to marry the new person.
Oh, you were sure?
I was positive.
Oh, yeah. They were going off into the sunset.
Mm-hmm. And it happened multiple times.
Yes.
The two people that you know I'm thinking of, I thought both of them, I was absolutely convinced.
Insisted. Yes.
They're going to get married. They're talking about getting married. Or this new relationship. They're posting pictures together. They look so happy together. Neither of those situations worked out.
No.
Okay? So it happens a lot. And I know because I've been there. Now, one of the things that you might be tempted to do is intervene somehow. Sometimes you want to come up with all these plots and schemes on how to break them up or cause them problems. You're going to just cause problems for yourself, right? Because you're going to look like you're causing all kinds of drama, and that ex is going to be like looking at you like, what is wrong with this person?
What is wrong with this person? Yeah.
The other thing you might want to do to try and end it with a new person is the grand gesture.
Right. And what's a grand gesture? Let's describe it.
Okay. The grand gesture is doing some kind of
Huge thing.
yeah, display of love.
Yeah.
A grand display of love. I'm going to buy them 24 roses and bring it to their work. I'm gonna go to their house and,
Deliver this item that this person has wanted for years.
or I'm gonna propose to this person. I get that one a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna propose now. They always wanted to be married, so now I'm gonna propose.
Do any of those things
They
work?
don't work.
No, they don't work.
They usually make
And they can be expensive.
yeah.
Right.
And they usually make your ex angry.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they feel like they're being coerced, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
If they ended with you, then here you are with all this nonsense while they're off with Mr. or Miss Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we also want you to realize that it's very common for your ex to dating somebody new right away.
Yes.
Happens all the time. More often than they will admit, because many times if you ask them, they're going to lie. Now, maybe they'll say to you, oh, I'm only lying to protect your feelings. I don't know about that.
No, I don't know about that either.
Maybe they're lying because they don't have as much as integrity as you would like.
Yeah.
But they very often will start dating somebody right away, which can be extremely confusing when they just told you, I'm not ready for a relationship.
That's right. When it just came out of their mouths. Yeah.
Wait a minute, you just told me you're not ready for a relationship.
I meant with you.
Oh. But that's not what you said. It's awful when you hear that.
It is. It's terrible.
And you're going to be really angry and really hurt.
Now tell me this, is it possible that this person met this other person, felt some sort of dangerous hormonal vibe, and dumped you because of this?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, that happens. Okay, somebody oxytocined you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that can happen. And
Yes,
one of the
it can.
points that we've talked about is that you have felt that people that have history with depression are more likely to leave.
Yes, because the oxytocin rush cheers you up. Think about it, if life has just been kind of blah for you for years, and then you get an oxytocin charge, I mean, talk about falling in love with love. I felt like the sky was gray for years, and now the sun came out.
Yep.
Yeah,
So why wouldn't you chase that?
sure.
So keep that in mind if your ex has a history of depression, right? Now, you're going to find yourself comparing yourself to the new
To
person.
this person. What does he or she have that I don't?
I can't believe they're dating him. He's
I'm
so
prettier.
much uglier
I'm
than me.
smarter, right.
Yeah.
And he has a better job.
And a lot of times it's, well, let's say true. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I know for my case, I'm like, how could she date this guy who looks like Beaky Buzzard?
He was taller.
He was looked like a giant beanpole with a beak on the end of it, right?
And besides that, Craig really liked him.
Other than that.
Other than that, he was okay. Yeah.
But really, like, you're going to sit there and compare yourself, and I have people do it every day.
What does he see? Yeah, in her. What
I'm
does
like-
she see in him?
I had somebody
What's he got?
a couple days ago that they were like, they sent me a picture. Look at this guy. Look at what this guy looks like. I'm so much better than you. Yeah, you are. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Why would they leave me if I'm better looking? Why would they leave? Well, maybe they were depressed. Maybe things were getting stagnant. Maybe they just don't attach well or struggle to attach to other people.
And you got to look at the stage of life too. I mean, it's very different if you're, in your late 20s or early 30s than if you're still in college too. I mean,
Yeah.
all kinds of different things can happen.
Absolutely. Where you're at in life, sure.
Sure.
And one of the things that you're going to find yourself doing is beating yourself up because that person has your ex and you don't.
Right.
You're going to sit there and beat yourself up.
And
What did I
most of
do
us
wrong?
will assume it's our fault.
Yeah. What did I do wrong? This is all my fault. If I had done things differently, we'd still be together.
If I were a better this, if I were a better that, we'd still be together. This is all my fault.
Well, I can tell you this. If it was the other way around and you were the person that broke up with your ex they would be doing the same thing you are.
Yep.
They would be beating themselves up too. And they would be sitting there saying, I wasn't perfect, I made all these mistakes, I did all these things, and that's why they broke up with me. So it's all a part of like the perspective of whether or not you were the one that broke up with somebody or you were the one that was dumped.
Yes.
So a lot of things to consider. But our main point that we really want you to understand is just because they have started dating somebody else right away, it doesn't mean that it's over with you guys. Doesn't mean that they won't change their mind.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't mean that they won't revisit getting back with you, and especially when that new relationship falls apart.
Yes, and when the hormones wear off and people look more and more real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So I hope that makes you feel better.
It's not the end of the world, but boy, it feels like it.
It really
does.
does.
It does, yeah.
It really hurts. Yeah. It really hurts. But if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching. I do Skype coaching. If you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
Yes, and many of you have signed up, and I'm delighted.
So just go to askcraig.net, click on Margaret if you want to do a Skype with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me to get professional help on your situation. Go to askcraig.net to sign up for a personal coaching with me.